Recording. Hey, what's up, YouTube, and welcome back to another video from your boy Hunter. Today I'm gonna be continuing on with the Regina series. So, last time I forgot to do the hair, and we're gonna do that right now. But before I get started, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you always be in the loop when the next video comes out. Without further ado, let's hop into the video. And I changed up the music a little bit. Ooh, yeah. Okay, so the first thing you're gonna need to do is looking at there. Now remember what I said about there. It has these things we can actually duplicate and move around and whatever. But we actually need to get this out of her face because you can see her whole face. On this one you cannot see. So this is the MakeHuman hair, and this they actually give you the ability to change it. So I'm running animation for some reason, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to go to sculpt mode, portrait mode, sculpt mode. Instead of smoothing it out, I just want to grab some of these vertices, not pinch, I want to grab, and I'm just gonna start slowly moving everything around. Don't be too harsh on this, because you don't want to break the model like I'm doing right now. But that's just clipping into the face, so I am going to just press start on my keyboard and then I'm just gonna duplicate this one and RZ. Make sure when you duplicate something like this, before you duplicate it, what you want to do is you want to go right there, Shift S goes to selected, and then duplicate it. Control L, and make sure you got this set to 3D cursor. Then I'm gonna Shift D and RZ, just like that. Now we are getting something that might work. If this one feels like it's not gonna work, I think this one will work. It might not. Let's try another strand. I'm looking for a nice thick strand of hair. Maybe this one. We are gonna have to edit it a little bit. So Shift D, RZ, move it up to her face. Now, as you can see, it's hanging on this side, just like that. Then I'm just gonna try and rotate it into place. Scale it down, rotate it again. I'm just gonna try and scale this. Let's try on the X or the Y. And then the Y. Alright, so now we just need to select certain faces and move them out by just doing this. But you want to do connected only. This song reminds me of the game Fable. Also a very old game, but a cool game. Oh, maybe the Grinch. Just trying to find a way it will actually make sense. Alright, so now I'm gonna have to use maiden point. This one doesn't work for me. Let's try something on the other side. So to make sure I'm not selecting any weird strands, I can actually hide there underneath if I wanted to. Okay, maybe this one. RZ. I'm just gonna do 90. Negative 90. I just try to move this into place. Then scale it down, scale it out. Move it around. Now I'm not a modeler and stuff like that, so I'm just eyeballing this as far as I go. I'm trying to see where the fuck I'm making mistakes. Oh man, I wish this cold would just pass. I don't mind the cold, but being sick, that sucks. Okay, you know what? There's another way to do this. I'm just gonna make my own strand. I want to ask somebody in the comments below, if you watch a new John Wick movie, what did you think about it? I thought it was a little bull. I really didn't like the whole concept they actually had there, you know. I mean, he said he was gonna kill the whole bloody table and he just ends up killing one guy. I didn't like that. The ending really, okay, so he died, so he actually went back, you know, saw his wife, whatever, but the whole movie itself didn't do it for me. That was not John Wick for me. That was not chapter 4. I didn't like that. I'm sorry for the guys who made that, but I did not like the movie. Sorry. Leave comments down below what you thought about the movie. I know we're busy with Dino Crisis right now, but I just watched the movie, when was it, yesterday? And I was really disappointed. And now most people are gonna be like, yeah, use NordVPN to watch movies, whatever. Yeah, I've got no ways. It's called Netflix. If you don't get on Netflix, just fucking wait for it. Otherwise, there are other ways which I use. But I can tell you it stops with the H and it stops with D and it has movies in it. HD movies. It's an app on... Yeah, it's an app on Play Store, so yeah, it's not really copyright. You can watch the movies, you just cannot distribute it. So if you remember, there was a music app. You can download the music, but just like YouTube Music, you cannot really download the music and keep it, you know, as an MP3 or whatever. So it's basically the same. Yeah, you can download it and rewatch it on the app, nowhere else. If you want, you can go check that out. That's just on the Play Store. Just wanted to get that out of the way. Most people don't know about it, so maybe I'm helping some people watch cool movies and come on. I know this was supposed to be the IK rig and stuff like that, but I just want to get the character to actually look like she's looked in the game. And on the reference, so I am going to be messing around with this hair strand a lot. Now there are probably better solutions to this, and you know, people who know a lot more about this, but I'm actually just eyeballing this. Okay, so the armature, well, armature is getting in my way. I'm just gonna hide that so I can actually see the hair. Yeah, that should be good enough. It's not perfect, but okay. We got there, we got there. But now that hair strand is not going to be parented, so we are going to have to do some weight paintings. I'm just going to select those faces. Tab out of edit mode, Alt H. Make sure the armature is selected. And then weight paint. Just select faces. Well, not yet, but the faces. Come on, you piece. Remember we used this one for the head. If I'm not mistaken. That was one of these. Come on, man. Which one was it? I hate the shortcuts that mess around when you're in weight paint. So you actually have to mess around looking for fucking shit. It's been years and they still haven't fixed it. Okay, so I can actually just add this in. Okay, so we got there. It's not perfect, but it's there. So Control S. Just save this because I haven't saved it yet. I'm just gonna go and call this Regina. So now I've got Regina.blend on my PC. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna need to do is figure out how are we gonna do IK on this. So this is going to be testing now, because this is going to be the bone that actually rotates the arm. We don't want this one to actually rotate too much. This one is going to rotate the rest of the arm, but we don't want this one to rotate. So I think the best way to do this is to just Control Shift C and do a copy rotation. So we cannot move these around. That might work. And also maybe no, it's good, it's good. This one is going to okay, so now that might not work. So I actually don't want this arm to, well, this one. Okay, so those two, they're gonna fuck around. That's not gonna work. Because now I'm making a parent follow a child. Let's see what happens if I do it like this. Bring the influence down. So I can still move this. Move this. And also everything is rotated, so I think the thing should be set to local space and local space. But I'm not gonna do yeah, see that. So that should work. But that's something I don't want to see. Okay, so doing it on the local space, and we need to lock some of the rotation. So the inheritance, we don't want them to rotate on the z-axis. So if I do this, I don't want them to rotate on the, I'm on Y. So now that should work. Same with this one. If I rotate this, I don't want that one to be able to rotate like that. So also this was supposed to be local space. Because if I rotate this one, you're going to see it's also going to rotate, you know, accordingly. So you're going to have to look, tell them which rotations it can use and which rotations it cannot use. And this looks like the Z rotation. Okay, that looks like it might work. Now I need to check rotation, like if I do RY. Looks like it's going to be good. Can still rotate that. Okay, that's good. That's good. So yeah, I think that should work now. But I cannot do a mirror modifier on the armature because then the model won't know what the fuck it's looking for. Because the names, it's actually underscore L instead of, you know, I don't know, maybe it might work, maybe it might not, but I don't want to take that chance. So we are going to have to do exactly the same we did right here. So select this one, Control Shift C, copy rotation, select this one, Control Shift C, copy rotation, select this one, Control Shift C, copy rotation, not track 2, Shift C, copy rotation. So it should look exactly the same. Now what I did was, which one was it? I think it was one of these. I actually brought this one. So I'm gonna copy this value, Control C, and paste that value in, Control V. And also there's a set to local space, so I'm gonna have to do everything exactly the same. Local space, after original. Same with these, local space, after original. So that should work. Now it's going to be we're gonna have to do exactly the same we did on these. So this one we can rotate on all axes because, yeah. But for this one we don't want to rotate on the Z. So I'm going to turn that off. This one is going on the Y, and so we're just taking off the X. We don't want to rotate on the X. And we can test that out now. RZ. It should work. So now we should be able to do a proper IK rig using these bones. So let's just test out if everything's going to work. Yeah, that should work. And I'm gonna have to edit this rig to add in some extra bones for the boobs. We are gonna do that. But I'm thinking now. Tab into edit mode. Shift D, Alt P, clear parent. Go to the item and just bring the length up so we know this is the IK bone, because that one is really small. So I'm gonna have to rename this bone, not 001, but I'm just gonna type IK at the back. Okay, so it should still work on the other side. I hope I have that same thing. So if it doesn't work, can see I didn't rename this. If that doesn't work, that means you're gonna have to dot L like that instead of, you know, okay, so it's not working. Come on, select the right one. Was it like that? Yes, there we go. So I just want everything to work like it's supposed to. Okay, so now we have the IK bones for the hands. Now it's figuring out how we're gonna do this. So because we want this one to be the rotation bone, I think I'm gonna select the hand bone. Select this bone, Control Shift C in. What the fuck was that? Control Shift C in this kinematics. And then chain length of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I think it should be 5. So let's try 1, 2. No, not the rotations. 2, 3, 4, 5. That looks weird. You can see now what's happening. So using this as the IK bone is not going to work. So I'm going to actually have to make a chain. So let's just do this. Control Shift C in the kinematics and try that again. And the chain length is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. See if that's going to work. You can see this bone is starting to rotate as it's not really supposed to rotate, so okay, we are going to try and fix that already. We cannot rotate this anymore. Maybe if we take this one and set it at the top. No, it's not gonna work. The influence doesn't help you play with that because we still need to make sure this bone follows along. So maybe just remove the copy rotation on this one. I'm gonna try and do a chain length of 1 on each of these. See what happens. If it doesn't work, it's not gonna work. So that's so weird. I just want to get rid of that. Doesn't look, seems like it's gonna work. Because this rotation is gonna get on my fucking nerves, and I don't want to make a new armature, you know. Maybe I can just edit the armature. So let's just try this. So every extra bone we don't need. Seriously, why can I not? I don't want to select this one. Oh, you know what? Screw you. If you want to mess with me, delete that bone and delete that bone. I'm going to parent this bone, Control P, and connect it. But be careful. You have to do it the other way around. Control P, connect it. And it's still going to mess around. So So now that one should be connected to that one. Now I'm thinking about doing the same with these because, yeah, why not? But I actually like that bone right there, so maybe I'll leave that one. But only for the arms, because the arms are just fucking with me. But now when I try to move this, you will see there's gonna be weird shit going on. Okay, so to fix that, we are going to have to go to weight paint. Select armature, select this, and then object mode and weight paint. I'm gonna select this bone. Okay, I'm not gonna need that. I'm gonna move this around and look at these vertices. So instead of add, I want to do a mix. There's going to be a mix factor. That might be a little too much. And that should now work. But now we're going to have exactly the same problem on this side. So if I rotate this, what? Is it actually working? Are you serious? No, I don't think it's working. It is? Well done. Okay, so maybe it's because of the mirror. Okay. I'm not gonna complain about that. So I'm thinking I'm gonna have to do exactly the same with the legs. Object mode. Save and edit mode. Remember, we need to delete only that one, delete bones. I'm gonna do Shift S cursor to selected. Then I'm gonna do this, Shift S selection to cursor. Then I'm gonna select this one, then select this one, Control P and connect it. There we go, so now they're connected. Now we need to Control Tab, and now we need to actually move the leg around and see if there's any weird rotations. Which doesn't look like it did. That's actually a good sign. Now I'm not sure about these. I might just get rid of them and then just do this. Shift S, set it to selected, and 7 mode. Shift S, selecting the cursor, and then just parent those. and test it out. It looks good. Okay, so that's cleaning up the armature for one. But now rotating. So if I rotate this, RZ, you can see the bone itself is not orientated correctly. So I'm going to have to do this. So I'm going to go to top view now. I'm going to control N and view axis. So if I rotate it, it should, well, if I look at it, it should be orientated correctly. Okay, cool. Now I'm gonna have to turn this on so I can see through the bones. So I know which bone I'm selecting for the hand and which one I'm selecting for the, this is the hand bone. So I'm gonna select this one first and then select that one next, if it's gonna allow me to. Seriously? So maybe just go into wireframe view. Yeah, there we go. Control Shift C. Oh crap, I've got it. Control Shift C. Copy rotation. Now this bone should copy the rotation of this bone no matter what. Now I think the bone chain for this one is a little too high, so let's just bring it down. Because I still want to be able to move that bone myself, this one. So now we got something that works. Okay. Maybe let's see what happens if I turn this up and see if I move that. It's just a shoulder bone, so good. No, I think that's not gonna work. That I thought maybe it will look nice, but no. Okay, so cool. Now we got that. And remember, this is unparented to the rest of the armature. Okay, so now we need pole targets. Pole targets, you know what they are. So let me just go ahead. I'm just stretching my legs because, geez, sitting down like this is gonna fucking fuck with me. So tap into edit mode with the armature. And I'm actually standing up in this. You can turn this off now so I can see which ones I'm selecting. I'm gonna press E and just bring this out. Alt P, clear parent. Alt P. Oh, just the, no. Alt P, not Control P. Clear parent. I'm just gonna move it back like that. And now I'm actually going to have to look at the bone names again. So because it has a 001 at the side, I think I should be able to do this. Bold. Doesn't work. Maybe I named it wrong, maybe? Yeah, maybe just renamed it wrong. I didn't rename it wrong. There we go. So we just know we're going to be looking for pole targets. Holy shit, it's getting cold. Why won't my gas heater light? Shit. I'm just gonna put on my other jacket real quickly because, jeez, I'm actually shivering here. Give me a second. I'm just gonna pause the video. I'm not gonna make you wait for me. Oh my god, it's cold. Alright, I'm back. Even the cat inside my room is hiding underneath my bed sheets. It's bloody cold. I don't know if you 8 degrees. 8. And it's gonna get a lot colder. So that's in Celsius. Just by the way. Okay, so what was I doing? Okay, so I'm not gonna add any, weird stuff right now, but now we can actually just remember this copy rotation. I want to keep that. This one I'm gonna remove this copy rotation. Make sure on this one the copy rotation is gone. Select this one, select the button, Control Shift C, inverse kinematics, chain length of 2 or 3. Not rotations, why do I keep doing that? Test it out. Yeah, that's good. Now I want to select the hand bone. This one. So select this one, Control Shift C, copy rotation. That's good. Alt R. Oh, so now everything should work fine. Alt G. Now it's the same for the feet. At least I didn't have to do a lot of weight painting for you guys. Now for the feet, remember it's aiming downwards. So when you copy this and Alt P clear parent, you want to keep it as it is. You don't want to fuck with the rotation of the bone orientation, and you don't want to mess with that. Seriously, you don't want to mess with that. So go to item, and just to make sure you know which one you have, you're gonna go to length and bring the length up a little bit. So you know this is the IK bone. So I'm gonna rename those again, and I'm gonna take away the 001 and the dot. I'm gonna put the IK right here, IK, and make it a dot. So now I can actually just do this, copy this whole thing, go to the other side, take away the 001 and the dot, and just Control V. Now if it doesn't work, it means I renamed it incorrectly. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna copy this whole thing, Control C, Control V, and then just make this a R. Then it should work. Okay, so now we got that. So first of all, I'm gonna select this one, Control Shift C, inverse kinematics. Do the same with this one, Control Shift C, inverse kinematics. Go to this one, chain length of 2. Chain length of 2. Remember, we didn't do those folds for those yet. Down to edit mode, E, extrude this out, Alt P, clear parent, move it forward, rename. So I'm gonna take away that, and let's see if I just put the IK here. I renamed it incorrectly, maybe? I didn't do the dot. You wanna fuck with me? Control C. Control V. good. Okay, so now we're gonna have to add pole targets to these. So first of all, select the pole. That's gonna be the armature. And we're gonna search for pole. Now you got upper arm, pole, and why is this not renamed as pole? You piece of shit. Okay, I'm just gonna do this. Leg underscore pole. I'm gonna copy that, Control Z, no, Control C, copy that to that side, Control V, make sure this is R. You should be able to move those, which is good. So now we can actually look for the pole target. That was my bad. So we got leg pole left, that's going to be the left. There's going to be exactly the same, armature, leg pole right. Okay, so now it's just checking which way we actually have to rotate these. I think this one seems a little off. So with the pole target, you can actually rotate it a little bit. Because this one looks like it has to rotate on what, 180 maybe? Yeah, that was straight 180. Okay, so now for the feet. Select this one first, select this one, Control Shift C, copy rotation. Select this one, Control Shift C, copy rotation. So now I can move the feet around, the legs around. And now I'm going to tap into edit mode. I'm going to select these two pole targets. Well, just the one, because I'm going to press properly connected and keep offset. So they will always follow the knees. Okay. Now it's going to be the same for the arms. In a second. Where's my soldier? Ah, there it is. Ah, yeah. Energy drink. Okay, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna do the same. You want a pole target. I'm gonna select the pole. Not pull it. So that's going to be the upper arm pole.r. This one I'm going to do the same. Select the armature and then search for pole, and that's going to be the left. Now testing these out now to see which way they have to rotate. Now it looks like a fucking gypsy. So let's do the full angle and bring this one down. That one looks fine now. This one. Now again, I don't want to parent these because they might mess around with the arms. So I'm gonna go to top view first and just press down on my keyboard, make sure I've got this thing in view so I can actually just move it to the side. Try and line that up with the arm so I can get a little bit more of a smoother view on what I'm doing. So now I'm just gonna line those up, and as you can see, the pull angle is not right, so I'm gonna have to bring this up a little bit, and this one down a little bit. I can actually look at this and see, maybe I can actually rotate this the other way around. No, I cannot. So I think that should be good. Oh, gee. What? Alright, so I think we got the whole thing sorted now. But now I've got a problem with this. I'm gonna select this arm, this leg. Select this. Control L. Select the armature and then select this. Go to white paint. There you go, it's moving along. So we got a proper IK rig, but we still need the hip sway bones. And I wanted to see if the butt is actually moving properly with this. It does not look like it, because I'm thinking, okay, so let's just try this. Object white paint. I'm gonna bring the strings down a little bit, and I don't want this. Control 1. I don't have the armature selected. So now I can see I want this to come up a little higher. And now it should actually work. Okay, cool. That looks good. Now we need two more bones on this armature. Yeah. Now this is going to be a little, you know... some people might find this uncomfortable. But if you do, screw you. I don't care. Because a woman has breasts. And with breasts, you are going to have bones lining up with those. Now I'm just gonna try and basically line this up as well as I can. And I'm not gonna make it stick out like this. Gonna move down a little bit, just like that. Now I'm gonna call this B1, just for breast. B1, and this will be dot L. Then I'm gonna go armature and symmetrized. So we got both. These two are going to be parented to the main bone, this bone. So now we got those two bones. Now we need to give them some way to actually move. Again, white painting. Because if I do this, everything's gonna go pink. Or purple. This looks pink to me. Some people say, no, that's purple. It's green, man. This is pink. Alright, so first of all, I'm gonna tap into edit mode with the character, and I'm gonna select some loops. Press Control Plus, and I think that should be fine. Yeah, that should be fine. So I'm gonna do this now. Adding that in. Some areas more than others. And now when she moves, she should be able to just animate this. Just do it. Just fucking animate it. Seriously? I'm trying to see. Yeah, I'm gonna need some more work on this. That's better. That's better. Okay, so now we have basically a woman. Seriously, do this. Don't be afraid. People are gonna look at your game. If you do games like a third-person game and you have a proper animation for your character, people are gonna praise you for that. It's like, seriously. I've seen a lot of people do this. Even sprite games have some animations on the breast. I think it's one of the old Legend of Zelda games. What's going on here? Why is it doing this now? Maybe it's just a pulse. Because it's actually freaking annoying. Why the hell? I thought I changed this. What the flying... You piece of shit. That makes a lot of sense. My pearl angles just decided it doesn't want to work anymore. Let's try this. I'm gonna select this one. Control C. And then Control V. And just take away the negative. Maybe it will work, maybe it won't. Okay, maybe you need the negative. No, it's not gonna work. Because the rotations on these are just wrong. I'm gonna select all of these except for the shoulder bones because they're still fine. Why do I do that? Control N. Let's try view axis first. But I think where the fuck am I? Why are these gone now? What's going on? Where the fuck are they? Piece of shit. Okay, so now yeah, that didn't do much. That was a waste of time. Okay. So now I'm actually curious about why these are actually rotated incorrectly. I'm gonna try this, see what happens. Not really helping. Making sure these things are not moved. Okay, so that should be good. Okay, so this one is really gonna start to bug me, so I'm gonna do this and just alt pick your parent, make sure it's not parented to anything. Something else is parented to this, so I'm just gonna delete it. Select this one, Control P, connected. These, I don't want them to be connected, I just want them to be Control P and keep offset. And I'm gonna need one more bone. That's gonna be the root bone. So do Shift C and Shift A, that's all. That's all what you're gonna need. This is going to be called root. And also it's not gonna be a deform bone. Same with these. Now I'm gonna show you a cool trick. Anything you don't want a deform bone, select everything. everything that's not supposed to be a deformed bone. There you go. Hold in your alt key, alt, and just press that. Then everything should be set to not non-deform that you just selected. See that? So that's a cool way to actually turn off the deform for certain bones you don't want to deform from. So now I'm gonna do R. Well, actually, yeah, X90. Go to side view. I'm just gonna press dot on my keyboard, make it smaller. I think the rotation is a little off, so I can just do S, Z, and 0. If it's not off, it should be good. I'm gonna scale it out a little bit so I know what I'm looking at. I'm gonna select this bone, well, select this bone, then select this bone, Control P, and keep offset. I think that's the right way around. There we go. Everything is working. And this one is actually supposed to be the main control bone now for all of the bones. And this one should actually control everything. But the arms, you can see the arms, they don't really follow, and the feet don't really follow. So we just want them to follow. If you want this, you can do this. If you want to, you can select these bones. These bones. The foot bones. And then select this bone, 7 to edit mode, Control P, and keep offset. So now everything should work alongside that. So now it's going to rotate, and this is going to be the main rotation bone. But as you can see, this is not right. So I'm going to shift its selection to cursor. So now it should rotate 100% like that. Now these pole targets, these two, I want them to be parented to this. Tap Control P and keep offset. So they can still move and still be able to, you know, not fuck up the armature while you animating. But you can still do like a jump and run and what. Okay. But for some reason these leg bones are really starting to bug me. I don't know why it's doing this. You know what I'm gonna do with these? Actually, just have in edit mode. Now I can actually try and maneuver these and make them rotate a little better, because this rotation is not ideal. But it is aiming at the leg. Well, but that's gonna make the whole leg look like it's rotating wrong. Now I'm just gonna try and actually just get something that looks like it's aiming at the full target, but for some reason the legs are not. So yeah, I didn't make this rig, so yeah, it might have a little problem, some problems. But now the legs aren't really rotating incorrect. You gotta be kidding me. You gotta be really fucking kidding me. Okay, so I'm just gonna leave it like that. I'm not gonna worry about that too much because we still have a lot to do. Alright, so this is good. Everything seems alright. Okay, so now I'm thinking about how I'm gonna execute this. I still need one more bone, and that would be the hip swipe bone. I'm just digging for something real quickly. My kitty is hungry, okay? Here you go. A nice snack for you, eh? Maybe something for me too. Okay, I'm back. So we need one more bone for the hip swipe. If you remembered how that works, you're gonna have to have it upside down. So type into edit mode with the armature. I'm gonna duplicate this bone. Alt P, clear. Well, Alt P, clear parent. Rotate it upside down. For some reason I feel like this bone is not okay, so good. Now I need this to be rotated alongside the you know what, I'm actually gonna delete that one because I'm just gonna select this and press E and bring it down. Then I'll pick your parent, move it up, click these, hit Control P and keep offset. Click this one. Why is it 2? I didn't want 2, so that's a little fuck up I have there. Maybe I can click this one and just move it up. I'll pick your parent. There we go. I'm gonna do this. I just want this one. Come on! I don't want the cursor to selected. Shift it, selection to cursor. Control M. There we go. Now these are gonna be parented to this. Control P. Keep offset. This one is going to be parented to this one. Control P, keep offset, and now we have a hip swipe bone. I'm just looking at why these are actually going off the ground. Okay, so that might be something else we need to do. Select this bone, Control Shift C and copy location. Do the same with this one. I'm going to show you how that's going to work in a moment. Control Shift C, copy location. Now it's not copying the location because we need to Alt P and clear parent. So it's going to do a little bit of stretching, but don't worry too much about it. So G. So now the hip swipe bone should actually work. And remember, you are going to move this down, well, this down. Come on. I want my main fucking bone. Easy. I'm gonna add some. So you should be able to. Okay. Okay, so now we need extra bones, bone shapes. Now they're pretty easy to make. I'm gonna take you through the process. Shift A, mesh, and the first one is just a plane. Alt G. Rename this plane as, I'm gonna go foot and underscore and okay. Okay. Just like that. You're gonna need a shape. I'm gonna edit this thing. Just bring it down a little bit. Make it a little taller like that. Do this. Make it a little taller like that. Alright, so now you got the foot in there and okay. So it's not going to be easy to add those, but I'm going to show you we are going to make this easy for ourselves. The second one is going to be Shift A, mesh, and just a cube. Okay, I'm not even going to play with this. We can do this now. I'm going to duplicate this one, Shift D. Now it's not going to look exactly the same. We are going to edit this. This is exactly how I do all of my IK shapes anyway, so I'm going to bring this up. And you're going to bring it up like this. And that should be good. If you can make a few extra vertices, you can do that. Bring it up, bring this one up. Now I'm going to need a main root bone shape, so for that bone right there, Shift A. Well, I'm just going to press Shift C. Shift A, mesh, and this is just going to be a circle. Circle, you're going to go ahead and just bring the. Yeah, that should be good. 20 should be good. So I'm going to bring it this way. Save into edit mode. Select everything on the sides. Just press S. Then you can hit A and just pull those up. Now you know what you're looking at. Okay, so what else do we need? The pull targets. So I'm gonna do icons here for the pull targets because it's easy to work with. Times red mode, just scale it out. Is it? There we go. Okay, so I think we got basically everything. So I'm gonna go into my. No. No, I'm not gonna do anything for the boobs. Okay, so I'm gonna tab into. Well, not tab into edit mode. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna select my first bone. And as you know, we're gonna use that one. So we are going to go to the armature. Well, actually the bones. We need the viewport display. And custom object. And I'm gonna select the custom object. And boom. There you go. Now it's got that bone shape. And you can even select wireframe. I do that. But if it doesn't give you the wireframe, you just do that. So for the hands, same custom object. Okay, for this is going to have to be a little different. Before we do anything else, we want the Shift S goes to selected, and then W, set origin to 3D cursor. Otherwise it's going to fuck you around, which I actually need to do now and duplicate this one because the feet are gonna be different. So I'm just gonna go ahead and rename this as 2. Okay, cool. I almost forgot about that. Tab, control tab. Alright, so I'm gonna select that one for the hands, the one with the, yeah, and before I do that, W, origin, geometry. So this one is for the hands, and this one is for the feet. Remember that. Control tab, make sure the hand bone is selected. Custom shape. And if you see, okay, it's in the wrong place, what you do, all you can do is actually, for me, I feel this whole thing is actually just wrong. Control A, scale. I'm gonna apply the scale. So it's a little shorter, but I just want the Shift S cursor to selected and W, set origin to 3D cursor. There you go. Now obviously it might be a little big and you don't get any transparency on this, so selecting this by now, you're just gonna select transparent. A wireframe, noir. There you go. So if you don't want those extra lines in the center, I'm gonna show you. You're just gonna do this and X and vertices. Just this one vertex at the center. I'm gonna do the same for this one, X vertex. So now it's not gonna have anything in the center of that. Now I need to scale this down a little bit because I feel it's a little way too big for the hand. So scale. And there you go. So you're gonna have to remember the scale. I'm just gonna copy this because now we're gonna do the other side. Make sure I'm getting that selected. And again, select the shape. And remember the scale. Select all of those and Control V. And it should be good. Okay. Now for the feet. This is why I said this is going to be weird because we're going to have to do a lot of rotation on this. So I'm just going to select both of these. That's why I kept that at the same size. I can actually just scale this down if I wanted to. Maybe just a little bit bigger than the feet and Control A and scale. But right now you will see you don't want this to be aiming down like this. So you can edit the shape, but also you can edit the bone shape as well. So there are two ways to do this. So for this you're gonna have to be a little bit more precise on how you do this, because when you move this down you will see there's a little bit of a come on. Okay, I'm gonna just move those shapes a little bit out of the way because they're in my way. I don't want to be able to see these right now. because now I want to get this rotation just right so it looks like it's flat. And then we're going to play with the transition. You can see what's going on with the transition now. That should be good. And now the rotation is also not to my taste. So I'm just going to rotate that along with the foot. I'm hoping this is not copyright, because this sounds like copyright music. Okay, so it's not copyright music. Okay, so now I've got that. So you're gonna have to remember these exact, you don't have to remember it, you just have to copy those to the next foot. So, well, to the other foot shape. So it's gonna be this one. Now I'm gonna select that same shape. You're gonna see the rotations. We want the rotation, Control C. Well, actually first the rotation, Control C, Control V. This one, Control C, Control V. So just copy paste now. So now it's the locations. Now I see why I don't really show these type of okay, so with the rotations, as you can see, this side has no negative, this side is going to have negative on the rotations. So looking at the rotations, you got negative there and 2 positives. So I'm gonna need 1 positive and 2 negatives on this side. So 1 positive and negative and negative. Then the rotation should be good. If it's not good, it means I fucked up. Okay, so it might be just this one that needs a negative. And it looks like I'm gonna have to mess with this. Let's try negative. And there we go. So we got 2 negatives, well, 3 negatives on this side. But the rotation on the Z is still off. Yeah, it looks good. So that's just playing around with your bone shapes, making sure everything looks good. So now it's for the fill shapes. So these I'm just gonna select quickly. For all of them, I'm gonna use the same shape. And we're not gonna worry about rotation and stuff like that. We're only going to look at the scale. So scale, something like that. If you feel like you want to make it shorter or longer, make it round. Now you can actually do that, but it's easier just to do it right there. So making it round. And it will do that for you right there. Just make sure you roll A and scale. So that's an easy way to, you know, if you feel like this doesn't look good, you want it to look good for your viewers, whatever, or for yourself, you know, you can do that. So now I'm just going to look at the scale. And the scale is actually 1. How can the scale be 1 on that one? This is weird. Okay. But now when I hit Alt S, I'm going to do that. Why are you doing this? What's going on? What's going on with you? Control A and scale. Maybe I should just select that thing again and maybe it will fix that issue. Are you serious? Let's see. Okay, that's good. Okay, these might need to go a little bit more up. Or maybe Alt S. No. Seven 700. Those feels a little too small for me, you know. Probably. These might be a little too small. So this is all trial and error. Okay, so now all we need to do, I think if you select all of these now, it might work. I'm not sure if it works with Bonecheck, but holding Alt. Yes, if you're holding Alt and you select that, it's going to go wireframe. Pretty cool. Now we need the main root bone. If I can get it selected, because this thing is being an ass. Now this main root bone is going to fuck you around. I'm gonna see what I mean by that. So first of all, you're gonna have to resize this, so scale. And not that one, the shape. I'm going to turn on wireframe. Now you can see the rotation is off, so I'm going to have to play with the rotation. And let's see if I go into side view. I actually wanted to be rotated nicely, so there we go. So now we need the shape for the hip sway and the shoulders. So the shoulders, we only have one bone that's controlling all of these. So that's good. That's a good thing because we can move the shoulders around. And actually no, it's not supposed to control the head. The shoulders don't control the head. Okay, so what do? We tab into edit mode, Shift D, Alt B, clear parent, item, just bring the length up a little bit so I can always select this one without struggling. Now first I'm gonna do the bone shape and then I'm gonna do the parenting because I'm just weird that way. Now you're gonna see something like this now. That's what I wanted to show you. It's going to fuck you around a lot. So you're gonna have to either mess around with this or with this. You can go ahead and just RZ90. You will see it's gonna change. And then RX90. So it's gonna change like that. So it's the wrong way, so RX180. And remember, W set origin to geometry. So now you got your hip sway, well, your shoulder sway. Sway, 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 sway. But the location of this is not correct. So you're just gonna bring the transition up on the Z or the Y, because I want it to cover the shoulders. Alright, so tap into edit mode first. You're gonna take these, and then you're gonna take the shoulder bone, Control L. Make sure you got the shoulder bone. If you don't, you're gonna have a lot of problems. Control P and keep offset. So now if I select the shoulder bone, that should happen. That's what you want to happen. So now the scale of this thing, I feel is a little, it's not really my style, you know, it's not really on scale for me, so I'm gonna scale this up. Maybe scale it for a little bit, just a little bit. And then I'm gonna turn on wireframe. Oh shit, I forgot about that. But that's not gonna be necessary if we take this, only these. We still want the center to be there, X, and dissolve edges. And then I think that should be good. Maybe not. I'm just gonna move this out of the way. So maybe you just select these loops and X and dissolve edges. But then you're gonna have a problem like that. So make sure you only have these selected, X, dissolve edges. No, I don't want to dissolve those vertices. I want to get rid of these edges, these edges, these edges. But I want to keep that one vertice at the center. Only faces. I want to see if I can actually dissolve these edges. So let's try only edges. Only faces and edges. See what happens. Yeah, that worked. So now I've got a nice bone shape for my shoulders. Now tap into edit mode, select this bone, and make sure it's connected to this bone. Control P and keep offset. So if I move this bone around, that bone should actually also move. If I rotate this one, which is not, so I'm just gonna do this. Tab, Control P and object, keep offset. There we go. So if I rotate everything else, this should now move around. But for some reason, this and this is not parented correctly. So Control P and keep offset. So that's it. Now we have a nice sway bone. Now we're gonna do exactly the same for the other hip sway bone. And I think it's this one. Yes, this one. Yeah. So I'm gonna need this one, and I'm gonna select that same object, that same bone shape. Excuse me. Now, because I already messed around with it, the rotation, it's not gonna be perfect, but you can now play with the rotation on this one and just rotate it to your liking. I'm gonna go 90. And I want this to actually aim in another direction, so 180. And then just play with the scale. And you got your hip sway bone. So you're basically done making your rig. You're basically done making your awesome rig. Now, I actually want these hands and feet to follow along with the main root bone. Not that main root bone, the other root bone. Tab, Control P, and keep offset. So if this one moves, everything else should move. But now I'm gonna have to do exactly the same with these, because I've got these on this thing. So there you go. Now, if you don't want your feet to go through the floor, there is one trick I can show you. And then we're gonna start colorizing the bones. Control Tab. Alright, so you're going to have a floor constraint. So I'm gonna use this as my floor constraint because this is the main bone. So I'm gonna select this bone. I'm gonna just do this and go to constraints and do a floor. Now I'm gonna select the target. The target is going to be armature and the bone is going to be, I didn't rename this as main floor root. There you go, main floor root. Okay. So that's the bone you're going to be using for that constraint. So you're going to go main floor root. I'm going to copy that same constraint from this one to that one. So how do you do that? Make sure this one is selected. You select this one next, and you're going to go Control Shift C, and not Control Shift C. You're just going to go Object, Armature, actually, Armature, Pose. And you're gonna go ahead and where was it? No, it should be somewhere by the armature. No, it's close. So you're gonna look for the constraints and copy constraints to selected bones. No active bone. That is my active bone. Sorry, I forgot about that. Pose, constraints. Oh man. Okay, sometimes it's just because I'm tired, so I copy to selected bones. So now if I move these down, up and down, you will see if I jump, you see that. But now you can see it's not really lining up, which I should have done. So you are going to have to bring the offset up until it lines up. The foot actually lines up, not the bone, the foot. And you can just copy this, Control C and Control V on this one, because it's exactly the same. So now it won't go through the floor. So no matter what you're doing, those won't go through the floor. And also these are really gonna bug me. What else are? I'm not sure exactly why these do that. I mean, seriously, it's not like it's... I'm gonna try this, Control N and view access maybe. They're still rotating weird, so... Okay, so now we have basically everything we need to animate the character. I said basically. You can still have head bones and stuff like that to animate the head. I'm thinking to do a shape like that. I'm gonna just do a normal circle. So this circle is going to be the head bone. Circle is going to be head. Okay. Not okay. Okay, so now that's what I'm looking for. Now I'm gonna need the main bone for the head. And it should be this one. Now I can give this thing... Now actually that's why I'm doing this. You can do it with the neck. You can do it with this one. But this one actually controls the whole head. But I think I'm gonna look for one that's a little bit more straight. So I'm gonna use that bone. And I'm just gonna select this. And I can see the rotation is wrong. Just like before. You're just gonna go down, the custom shape. Rotation. I think it's this one that's gonna go 90. Scale. Now you got the rotation button. Now you can rotate your head. Now if you want, you can actually bring this up. Move it forward a little bit. Now people know, okay, so I can use this to rotate the head. Pretty cool, right? Pretty cool. Now you can do stuff like that with the eyes and stuff, but I'm not gonna go too much into detail with that. And also there's a little bit of an issue there. Saw that there. Okay, so now we got basically everything we need. Now we need colors, color groups. So for the head and the hip sway bones, I want them as a yellow. No, basically a yellow group. But for these, I actually do want bone shape, so I'm gonna use that same shape. Why not? Because it's round. I can actually make an extra circle inside of this. But I'm not gonna do that, because then it's gonna be just weird. Okay, so custom shape, a circle. Can I rotate, please? I'm gonna do the same with this one. Now these rotations are off. I want them to rotate like this. And the transition I want come out a little bit so I know what I'm working with. So I'm going to copy that same transition. Why won't it take the transition? You mother buffer piece of... Oh. Sorry. Transition. It was the Y, Control V. The rotation is... I'm gonna be precise with this, so Control C and Control V. Was that the right rotation? C. Control V. There you go. Now you got your booby bones, okay? So now you can animate those. Now there is something you can use, it's called wiggle bones or jiggle bones, but I don't have that add-on, but it is an add-on you can get. But we are going to do this manually, because you're gonna have to bake animations to do wiggle and jiggle bones. Okay, so now again, go to the armature. Not again, just go to the armature. I'm gonna close this down, close the skeleton down, and you want viewport. Not the viewport, but bone groups. So you're gonna have bone groups right now. So bone groups are basically the groups you're gonna be using for some certain things. So these are the bone groups I want as yellow. I'm gonna plus, and I'm gonna call these I'm just gonna call this Y bone for yellow bone. Then I'm gonna assign those to that group. This is going to be root H for hips, so we know it's the hips. So now we can assign that to hips, and you can choose a color, and that's red. So if it's not selected, it's gonna go dark, but I don't like that dark, you know. Maybe you want this like a blue, so you can actually do like a custom color. So if it's not selected, this is the not selected. You can either make it green or blue, or maybe for me I want yellow. You can see it changed to yellow. So now, okay, so now I can change this. Let's say I want to make it blue, or I want to make this. I'm just looking for a nice color I can relate with. So now I'm deselecting it and I'm selecting it. So the Y bone, I want them as yellows. So I'm just gonna select the yellow. Now you can see it does exactly the same as this bone. So I think this bone I actually want as just straightforward red. So when deselecting it, it's going to go like a darker shade of red. Yeah, that should work because the yellow, I don't know why this is going to orange color, so I can go ahead and I can get a custom color for this. So when it's deselected, this is what you're gonna see. Maybe something like that. Oh, that looks good. But I'm missing one bone. So I'm gonna have to assign that. Now my head bone and my hip bones and everything should be that color. Now it's for the feet and the hands. And I think these hand bones are rotated a little weird. No, they're good. So I'm gonna plus. And I'm gonna call this and plus feet. Now I'm just gonna do a solid color with this so that they're red when they're selected, and when they're not selected, just a darker red, just like that. So now we basically got everything we need, but we still need one, and this is going to be the main root. So you got your main root bone now. So I think I'm gonna do like a purplish color for this one and assign that. See what it looks like. If I don't like the color, I'm just gonna play around with other colors, you know, like blue. I think the blue is pretty good. Yeah, the blue. I'll go with the blue. Okay, so now just for the pole targets. Now these I actually want on a lighter shade of blue. Pole shape. Assign. And look for a lighter shade of blue. If you don't get it, you can just do this and go ahead and just do custom. So when it's not selected, I'm gonna make it a lot darker. When it's selected, I want it nice and bright. And go. So now you know these are your pole targets. If you don't like the dark, and then bring it up a little bit. So now you know these are your pole targets. Now the useless bones we don't need anymore. Like these. I'm still gonna need these, but the legs, I don't need them anymore. I don't need that foot bone. I'm gonna still need the toe bone. And that should be good. So armature, you are going to go skeleton, and you're gonna press M on your keyboard and move it to a different layer. So now those are not gonna be visible anymore. So these are the bones we are going to be using. Control tab. So we need more shapes. So I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna use that circle shape for basically all of these, because we still want to be able to move them around and make the character do some stuff. So I'm gonna use that circle shape. And again, make sure when you do this, I think I like the way it's orientated. I don't want the boobies, I want the... If you like the way they're orientated, you can leave it as it is, but I don't think so. So I'm gonna do a rotation on this, and that should be 90. So now we've got all of those bones we can move around and what. This one might have to go a little, might be a little bigger. So it's adding up. So these I'm gonna make a different color. Not you, you get out of my way. So I know these are going to be my... I need bone groups. So I'm gonna call this maybe just other. Assign those. There you go, it's assigned. And after you assign those bones, let's do a color. And maybe like a white color, maybe not. Maybe like a light green color. Yeah, I like that green. That should work perfectly. These I don't need anymore. So again, I'm gonna move this to the next layer because I've already got the hip sway. I'm not gonna move those around anymore. And then for the toes, I'm gonna use that same shape, and it's just gonna have another orientation. So, oh sorry man, I'm shivering like that. Told you it's freaking cold. We went down to 7 now. 7 degrees. Okay, so I'm gonna do that for both toes. And for the rotation of these, you can keep it as it is if you wanted to, but because it's going to rotate in a certain direction, I'm thinking maybe I should make a bone like that, well, a shape like that. Yeah, I think I'm gonna make a shape like that, because that's gonna look crap. I don't want crappy bones on my armature. FD. 7 to edit mode. X, delete faces. Hit A. Make sure you're on... I want to see these. Yeah, that should be good. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so I'm going to change these shapes. I'm going to use that one. So what I can do with this thing, I can do Shift S, well, Shift S because it is selected. And then I'm going to go ahead and just rotate it on the with the 3D cursor at its center, or Shift S cursor. Right there. RX. No, that's gonna be Y and 90. Now let's select these toe bones. I'm not sure if you can do it with 2 bones. I want to try that. Okay, so it's not really gonna work, but that would have been cool. And the rotation is still off. Well, that's easy to fix. Here we go. Okay, so now I want to set this back to maiden point. And making sure I don't have any weird bones. Not these. I still needed to change that. Now I know most of you are just skipping past this, but I don't mind, because I know this is a tedious process, but this is what I go through to make awesome rigs. I mean, some of you guys don't even think about it, right? So this is what goes into making a proper rig. Something you can use, something that can be utilized for anything. That's something that can be used properly. That's something that can be easy to, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. The facial bones I'm just gonna leave as it is. So we are almost done with this part of the series. Yeah. Amateur. And these are going to be other. No, not other. This is going to be the yellow. Okay, so I'm gonna add to Y bone, yellow bone, assign. And there we go. We got yellow bones. Yeah, yellow belly. Okay, so these are not lined up correctly, so I'm gonna fix that. That was my mistake. Now we're doing ballet. Woo! Okay, so we got the rig fully animatable. So remember, if you use a rig from MakeHuman, you're gonna have to do a little bit of cleanup, but if you're using your own rig, suit yourself. But if you want to follow along with this tutorial, yeah, this is what I'm using. Ooh, man. Right, we can do the finger bones. And they look like they're... Oh shit, these are just horribly rotating in the wrong direction. These are gonna mess around. Tab 7. Press on your keyboard. And then Control N and view access. That should work a lot better. Now I just want to see the thumb. The thumb also looks like it's going to rotate wrong, so Control N, and I'm gonna try in global X, or Control N local X standard. Because the way this thing's gonna rotate now, whatever, I'm gonna show you. If I do a local rotation on this, because most of this is going to be local. So that looks good. Let's see. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, so these are fine. It was only these that were just completely messed up. So I'm not gonna do the finger bones, you know, rotations, because that's gonna take a shitload of time. What the hell are you? Where the fuck did you come from? These are the original. Okay, so I might just delete those bones, and then just make sure everything still works. Those were the original booby bones. Hey, booby bones. I'm gonna collect a booby bone. Alright, I think these are way too big for the... So I'm just gonna scale this down a little bit, because they are over... Well, no. Scale. They are getting in my way if I wanted to select something, so I'm gonna copy that. No, copy that. Control C, and then Control V. There we go. So now I've got everything I need. Actually, these were supposed to be on other. So I'm just gonna change that. I think it was 2 of them. It's gonna go to other. And I actually want this to be a little brighter, so I'm gonna go ahead and go custom colors, bring this up all the way. Yeah, up all the way, so I can see them when I'm selecting them, and I don't want them to be too visible when I'm deselecting them, but still be visible. When not selected. You know what? Let's try a yellow. A bright yellow when it's not selected. Yeah, that should work. Okay, so we are done. The IK is done. Next video we are going to start animating. We're gonna do a slight walk animation. And also I didn't do the proper foot IK only because I cannot remember how to do that. My mind is just fucked. I know there is a way, but excuse me. Yeah, I might go check up on YouTube. I think it's what was the name? Royalty Skies. That I got that from Royalty Skies. You can go check them out. They're showing you how to do a proper rig, how to do anything in Blender, and even if you want to make a game in Unity, they actually show you that. But I want to make a game in Blender. NCVBG. So I might do like off screen doing these, but you should know how to do these by now because I've shown this a lot of times. Just select that button, Control Shift C, copy rotation, local space, after original, do the same with the rest. So it's not really that hard. Just make sure you don't select this one and then this one, because then you're gonna fuck it up. Okay, so don't select this one and then this one. You want to select this one first and then this one second. So doing a copy rotation, you're going to do this one, then this one. You're going to press Control Shift C and copy rotation. So you're going to see this one is going to copy the rotation of this bone. This is the parent bone, this is the child bone. Alright, so you got that. I hope you got that. Thanks for watching, guys. If you liked it, give it a like. If you didn't like it, dislike it. Leave a comment down below if you appreciate this work. If you want to see more, if you want, maybe you have some tips from me. What you want this? What you want me to make with it? I mean, this is just for me. This for me is just for fun. This is literally just for fun. I'm not doing this to impress anybody. This is just for me, so I can do this for fun. And like I said, you're gonna need a lot of patience. I've got a shitload of patience. So, yeah. If you liked it, give it a like. If you didn't like it, dislike it. Make sure you hit the subscribe and notification bell so you always in the loop when the next video comes out. And like I said, leave a comment down below for maybe you have some ideas for me, what I can use this for. What the fuck is this? You wanna fuck with me? That's so wrong. Okay, sorry. That just got me. Alright, sorry. So leave a comment down below what you want me to do with this. Sorry, I just had to mess with that. Anyway, thanks for watching, and as always, have a wonderful day, guys.